Hi beautiful souls, welcome to my channel, Elle's Temple. My name is Elle, I'm a goddess guide and tarot reader, and today I'm so excited to be bringing you a very special Wheel of the Year reading for Beltane, and this reading is all about unleashing your potential this Beltane. So Beltane is a festival, one of the 8 Sabbats or one of the 8 main festivals, part of the Wheel of the Year. I have got a series for the Wheel of the Year. So if you wanted to check out the other videos, feel free to check them out. Even though each reading is filmed around the time of that specific festival, if you are drawn to the reading at another time of year, absolutely feel free to watch that reading because it means there are some messages in it for you, and the actual guidance within the messages is definitely timeless. It's just that I'm filming it around that time of year, which captures the energy of that time. So if you're wanting to do something that's, around Beltane, Beltane energies are all about like fertility and activating your potential and activating your passions, really like unleashing your passions, really getting clear on exactly, what direction you want to head in, what action you want to take. It's very much like stepping into that full power of the sun energy, because it's kind of the first festival really that honors the beginnings of the start of summer in a way. So you can really harness that energy if you are either in the part of the world in the northern hemisphere at the moment when Beltane is taking place, where that is happening, or even if you're at a time in your life when you want to tap into those energies, you can certainly do it from other parts of the world as well. So it doesn't matter if you are not in the northern hemisphere, or it's not Beltane at the time that you come across this reading. So I'm also releasing this as a 2-part because I have had some requests from my lovely subscribers from the southern hemisphere to do a to honor the festivals that are happening for them at the same time. So the 1st of May is the Beltane festival for the northern hemisphere, and it is the Samhain festival for the southern hemisphere. So if you're in the southern hemisphere, or you're in a time in your life when you're wanting to kind of go within and retreat and go into sort of introspection and solitude and looking at what needs to be released and all that kind of thing, which are the themes of Samhain, then you can certainly tune into the Samhain reading, which is being uploaded at the same time. Okay, my lovely. So to introduce each of the goddesses or each of the piles for this Beltane reading, we have got pile number 1 is Goddess Diana, card number 39. And the keywords here are action and focused intent. So if that energy or that goddess is appealing to you, for those of you that like to pick with crystals, the crystal is green aventurine. So if you're drawn to either Goddess Diana or green aventurine, you will be pile number 1. If you are drawn to the beautiful goddess, Greek goddess Nike, triumph, mastery, pride are her keywords. The number is 30 and the crystal is citrine, to match the beautiful yellow sun that's behind her. So if you are drawn to either of those, you will be pile number 2. And for pile number 3, we've got card number 24, Oya, storms, meaningful destruction are the key themes, and the crystal is the tiger's eye. Okay, my love, so that will be pile number 3. So take a moment to pause the video if you need to tune into the energies of each of the piles. I have pre-pulled your oracle cards. We're going to go into looking at various aspects of your potential that can be unleashed during this time or whenever you come across this reading. And I've also got some tarot decks here. We're going to live shuffle a little bit of tarot to get some more specific messages as well. And then a ritual and also an Earth Alchemy Oracle card to finish off. So quite a lot of jam-packed messages here today, but hopefully it won't be too long a reading. It's supposed to be nice and light and uplifting, and hopefully help you to tap into the beautiful energy that Beltane brings, which is a really, really nice festival of fertility and passion and joy, really, and optimism. So we're going to tap into that energy a lot here today. So if that appeals, dive in and I will see you in your reading. Thank you. Hi there, lovely pile number 1s. If you chose the beautiful goddess Diana and action and focused intent as your themes, then this will be your reading. Or if you chose the green aventurine crystal. Okay, so pile number one, let's get straight into the oracle cards that I've pre-pulled. So we've got intention, spinning, fate first of all. So right now I feel like many of you are with both Diana, focused intent and intention. There's a double message here from the goddess about setting your intentions, getting really clear on what intentions you want to set this Beltane cycle. If you're watching this at the time of upload and it is Beltane for you, or my loves, if you're watching this at any other time or from anywhere else in the world, please don't worry. Trust that this message is meant for you anyway. And it's just a really important time to start setting intentions for what you want to take action towards. You don't necessarily need to know exactly what each and every single step is going to be, but if you're at least clear about what your intention is, if you're at least clear about what you're sort of spinning and weaving here with this beautiful little baby that's being kind of woven here into like a little crib kind of thing that she's holding on to. It's like you've got to visualize your dreams in the same way that you would, conceive a child, and then you would kind of connect with the child within and, nurture it and hopefully sort of sing to it or talk to it and, really connect with it. It's like there's got to be that intention that needs to be set, and then that period of time where you're connecting with that intention and watering that intention. So, maybe there's a dream that you had a while back to do something, and it might have just fallen by the wayside a little bit. And so this is coming back to life now. With Beltane, it's a period of fertility, it's a period of things coming to life, it's a period of, nature comes out in abundance at this time of year. So it's a really powerful time to conceive those dreams and to water them and see them actually flourish and blossom. You can certainly use that energy of nature to water your own dreams. So start setting those intentions, get really clear about where it is that you want to go, get really clear about what it is that you want to manifest, and water those intentions every single day. So I would suggest perhaps writing it down. There are statistics to show that apparently writing down your goals, it somehow connects with a certain energy that just is far more likely to manifest. It's something like 47% more likely to manifest. And it makes sense because if you think about your hands, they are the first things to grow out of your heart when you're being grown in the womb. So your hands literally are connected with your heart space. If you drop within, connect with your heart, see where it is that you want to go, see what intention you want to create, and then write that down, hand write it down, not type it. Hand write it down and write it. I would encourage you to write it every day for like 21 days or even 30 days. 21 days is a really powerful cycle. So it's a powerful time to sort of weave those intentions into being, if you like. So I would really encourage you to do that. Diana's coming through really strong to really focus on your intentions now. It's not just kind of thinking about them and then forgetting about them. It's like really, really focusing on them, really like pulling back that bow and arrow, because you are going to be shot forth. I'm seeing here, pile one. You are really going to start taking action on these dreams. If it's something that you're like really watering and reminding yourself every single day, you're connecting with those intentions every single day. So you're looking at whatever it is, that you're writing down, you're putting it up somewhere and you're connecting with it somewhere where you can see it, or you're handwriting it every single day. And there's that power of that momentum. If you're connecting with it every day, it means that you're far more likely to actually take action on it. So really strong message right off the bat for Beltane. We have got witch, passion. Yeah, so I feel like here you're waking up your passions. There's a lot of orange energy around here, which is the sacral, connected to the sacral chakra, which is the energy center in the body that is all about passion, and it's all about creativity, and it's all about that igniting that flame, that spark for like what it is that you really love to do, that you really feel driven and passionate about doing. So it's really and in fact actually here this which she's literally holding that flame. So it's kind of like, what do you hold a flame for? What things do you hold a flame for in your body? Really feel into that. What passions do you want to bring alive? And it's a really, really potent time to be able to bring those passions alive. And if you set that intention to do that, if you set a really strong and sacred intention to bring your passions to life, or if you don't know what those are, it's a time to start tapping into looking looking at various things that maybe you used to love to do, or trying out different passions and seeing what feels right. So for some of you, I'm picking up, you are really clear on what your passions are and you know exactly what that is. And as soon as I started talking about this, you're like, yep, actually, I know exactly what project I want to get going on. I know exactly what intention I'm setting. I know exactly what I'm spinning here, what creation I want to bring to life. I know what my passion is. Sorry, I know what my passion is, or I know what I'm passionate about. I am clear on that. And for others of you, you're maybe not so clear. This intention, you've got an intention to go somewhere, and you know you want to do something, but you're not quite clear on what it is. You've got a sort of a burning within you, but you're maybe it's a little bit vague as to exactly what that passion may look like. So there's this encouragement during this time to start to reawaken that sacral chakra, and you can do this through many different ways. Listening to sacral chakra music is really helpful. There's plenty of videos on YouTube. Eating orange foods, connecting with the color orange, wearing orange, connecting with a sacred flame. So candle rituals, things like, you know, writing and burning things, or staring into a candle. Any kind of candle magic or flame magic is really useful. Just generally, even just like you know, you can do stream of consciousness journaling, start trying to tap into like perhaps your inner child or parts of you that might have had certain passions suppressed. In the past, they might have been shamed, especially with witch here. There is sometimes with if that witch archetype, if you carry that archetype within you, sometimes there can be some blocks to expressing yourself because of all the, you know, the sort of collective trauma that we carry within us. If you have that witch archetype within you, there is so much collective trauma around having that witch archetype suppressed. So maybe for some of you, your passion is to do witchy things. You know, it is to do things like candle rituals or magic or things like that. But let's get into some of the other cards and see what else we've got. Yeah, we've got memory here and rosemary. So I'm picking up also that this is kind of part of this passion is going back to old memories, sort of uncovering old memories of things. Now, this could be from your childhood, like I said, or your teenage years, or it could even be past life memories for those of you that connect with having a past life. Now, not all souls necessarily have had a past life. Some souls are new souls. They have come in especially for this time of awakening. So that may not resonate for all of you, but if you know that you are an old soul like me, I'm a very old soul. I've had many past lives. You know, and if you believe in that, or if you feel like you may have had some past lives at some point, you know, maybe you notice this because when you go to certain countries, you have a weird feeling of deja vu, like, I feel like I know this place. I feel like I've been here before. Or even you meet certain people and you have a feeling of deja vu. And that is often a sign of you've been here before. You've done this before. This is not your first rodeo. So also I'm seeing with that book here, this is like, this could be a sign to do some journaling, to uncover some memories of things, of passions, of things that you want to, you know, bring to light with that candle. Like what things do you want to inflame? You know, what do you want to bring? What do you want to sort of activate? What do you want to light up within you? It might become clear through journaling. I'm also seeing a sort of, this looks like to me like a book of shadows. So again, if your passion is to do sort of witchy practices, witchy rituals, you know, and like this is not, you know, so please don't say anything in the comments because I don't, obviously there can be a side of the witch archetype that has been, I guess, what's the word? Like, it's been twisted a lot and given a lot of, you know, because of everything that happened during the witch hunts, it can often be seen to be something where it's like, oh, it's evil and it's the devil and it's this and it's that. And it's like, that is a lot of propaganda and a lot of, you know, a lot of things that, that, you know, were fearful of a woman's power, where they were channeling, or a person's power, a witch's power, to channel energy, to set intentions and to manifest things, to work with sort of the elemental energy to manifest things. And, you know, there are definitely it's all about intention, you know, any intention you put into anything. And we've got a lot around intention here. There's two cards about intention, and we've got witches. So I think, you know, if you come at something with a good intention, if it's for the good of all, if it's, you know, not meant to interfere with anyone else's free will, if you're coming at any kind of witchy type ritual with that sort of intention, and it's about, you know, doing things for the greater good, doing things for, you know, that are just more about yeah, helping people, helping yourself, you know, helping to tap into your potential, helping to activate your potential. You know, witches are also healers. You know, the word witch came from, you know, women in particular in you know, pre-patriarchal medicine, where they were the wise women, they were the healers, they were the healers of the community. They were the ones who you know, were the herbalists and the naturopaths and all those type of things that very much got suppressed during the witch hunt times. So there is maybe this need to kind of go back and like reactivate this witch archetype for those of you that are drawn to that path. You don't have to be. You may not resonate with the witch side of things, in which case, if you don't, and that's not your path and you're not interested in it, that's totally fine. You know, this is more just saying, you know, sacral chakra work. Then, you know, what are your passions? What lights you up? What inspires you? What do you want to manifest? You know, that's really what all the witch archetype is really about, is like, you know, tapping into that manifesting power. What do you want to manifest this Beltane? So yeah, so I did see here with that with this book, there could be some of you creating, I'm getting a few things here actually. There could be some of you creating like a book of shadows for yourself. That could be something that helps bring out, you know, some of your passions to light. You know, there could be creating, you know, and this could be like little rituals, little spells for yourself, little, you know, recipes, things like that. Maybe some of you are recipe creators, you know, chefs or cooks, or you love cooking, or you love working with herbal medicine, like herbs. You know, yeah, kind of healing type work is what I'm getting for some of you, but that won't necessarily apply for all of you. But whatever is your passion, whatever you love to do, there's something around maybe starting to write it down. There's a power in writing it down, writing down those recipes, writing down those little intentions, writing down those little rituals that you're creating for yourself. And you never know what you may do with that. It may be something that you eventually share with other people. Maybe you're being called to create a blog. Maybe you're being called to, you know, put those out there in some way, whether it's on social media or in a book form or on a podcast or something like that. You just never know. Let's move on. So we have got wonders here. So yeah, I feel like, again, this is kind of connecting with this passion card of like connecting with that sort of cosmic sense of the universe, and the sense of like, you know, marveling at the natural world, getting into that sort of almost childlike place of being able to like wonder at things and connect with that sense of wonder at the mystery of the universe and the cosmos. And, you know, maybe some of you are into like astrology or astronomy, I'm getting, with all that kind of cosmic energy. Some of you might be really drawn to crystals or crystal healing at this time. That could be something that you know, and sort of activates a sense of like wonderment in you. Like you feel just a very natural sense of wonder at, you know, the world when you're working with crystals, or you're outside in nature, or you're connecting with like the stars or something like that. I'm getting maybe for some of you going for a trip, like a wild camping, wild swimming trip could be really helpful, like getting out in nature, camping, maybe sleeping outside, looking up to the stars. And connecting with like the wonder of the galaxy. That could be quite a potent, useful thing to help you reconnect back in with like your passions, that sense of passion and wonder again. And then we have got Fairy Woman. Yes, interesting. So this is all about being like a guide for people. We've got the key symbols here quite faintly in the background. I'm not sure if you can see them, but the keys to me remind me of the goddess Hecate. And Hecate is a goddess of the crossroads, and she's a goddess of destiny, and also like going into the underworld and tapping into parts of ourselves that may have been suppressed. She's a goddess of witches as well, actually, so it's quite appropriate that that key symbol has come out with the witch archetype, because she's very much the like queen of witches, the goddess of witches. She often comes to us when we're being initiated into like a healing tradition or a witch tradition, or like I'm getting Aradia, the goddess. I think she's the Italian goddess of witches. So some of you may be drawn to Aradia worship or that kind of thing. But yeah, for some of you, Hecate might be a strong goddess if you do connect with that witch archetype, or you're open to connecting with the witch archetype. It may be that either this goddess is going to work with you, and the goddess or that energy is going to be a fairy woman for you to help take you from sort of an idea all the way through to conceiving it and planting it and growing it and manifesting it, and actually like taking action on these little dreams. And they're going to sort of ferry you across to the other side, from one side of that dream to the other. For others of you, I'm picking up that you are meant to be this fairy woman eventually for other people, or maybe some of you do this now for sure. Like you, one of the passions that you have is, like I said, you're a medicine woman, or a man, or however you identify. You work with plant medicine. You have a sort of a book of shadows, if you like, or a book of medicine, or a book of healing rituals or something along those lines. And this is a big passion of yours, and you're here to kind of help people with like holistic health, so mind, body, spirit health. Help people, take them to like being a fairy woman is like taking them from one state to another. So maybe helping them with their awakening, helping them with their healing journey, helping take them from a place of difficulty to a place of strength, whatever, taking them from being I'm sort of seeing like taking people who are really drowning in difficulties, like drowning in a lot of pain or sorrow or trauma or grief or something, and you really help create like a safe harbor for them, or a safe boat for them to get in, and you ferry them across to the other side. You help heal them, you help transition them, you help support them through that process. And help also in the process help them connect with their passion, because I think this is something that like you are really passionate about, you are really passionate to do for people. And I feel like with the fairy woman and memory, this is something where you already have done this in a past life. Like you have a memory of doing this for people before. You have a memory of having that witch archetype in you, where you're a healer or a guide or something like that, and it's reactivating at the moment for you. Okay, so that's all the messages I have for the oracle card. So let's get into your tarot. So interestingly, the deck that I was guided to choose for your tarot reading is this fantastic, it's an absolutely beautiful deck, Herb Crafter's Tarot by Letitia Guthrie. And the artwork is by Joanna Powell Colbert. So indeed, this this may well be a passion of yours, doing sort of herb crafting work, or working with herbs, working with herbal medicine, making, even say you make your own teas, or you do a lot of sort of like witchy things like that. So this could definitely be something that is a big passion of yours that you've been maybe dabbling in for a while, but now I feel like there's a deeper stage where you've sort of conceived perhaps a bigger dream around this, to bring this, like embody this more fully. I feel like you're stepping into more power. This is something that you're really passionate about. Maybe many of you already have another sort of day job, but you do this on the side, and yeah, I feel like there's an opportunity now to focus on and set the intention for going towards this in a bigger way, embodying this archetype in a bigger way. So let's just see what the tarot brings. So what messages of guidance have we got for pile number 1, please? Whoop, that one flipped. 3 of Water, 3 of Cups, Lemon Balm. Beautiful. Yes, celebration. I also see the 3 of Cups as that kind of Maiden Mother Crone, the Trinity energy, celebration between sort of all facets of yourself, but also like really celebrating with friends. You can see here there's like a little tea party. So maybe some of you like to make teas, make herbal teas, things like that. It's a very kind of light and playful energy here. It's very uplifting. Lemon balm is a very soothing herb. So this could be you're a very soothing person. You're often someone who, brings people together around a table, and, the energy that you give, whether it's through nourishment, through food, through herbal medicine, through your words, is very soothing. It's very soothing and very comforting. And very, lemon balm is also quite purifying, I believe, as well. So it could be something where, again, you're a fairy woman, so you help purify, people from their pain, and like help traverse them across to a better space. So any other messages for, there we go, pile 1. Ooh, yeah, Ed Leader of Fire, Cayenne, and this person is creating a herbal concoction with the mortar and pestle here. So again, I'm seeing some of you do this kind of like cooking, or making herbal remedies, or making oils, or working with plants in some way. Or even if you don't make those things yourself, you like to buy them, or you like to kind of work with them in some sense, maybe working with oils. Maybe some of you are massage therapists or doing something like that, but there's definitely this potential to kind of do this work. And if it's not something that you have thought about before, this could be something to kind of be open-minded about. It could be a passion, it could be something that could awaken in you. You might be being called towards this sort of path. Because with the Adelita energy, I feel like this is Knight of Wands energy, I believe. Let me just check that actually, because this book has, I haven't used this particular deck for a little while, and the Adelita of Fire. Yeah, the Adelita is, the Warriors, which is the Knight. So activism, drive, and autonomy. And they are often controversial in some way. The medicine is like spicy. The Adelitas drive the herb crafter to experiences that challenge her resilience. They invite, look, this is amazing. They invite her to explore the world with passion. What did I say about passion and creativity? Yeah, so even if, you don't resonate specifically with the herb crafting side of things, this is just an invitation with, the Knight of Wands to start, tapping into those inner passions and your inner drive, and, start like putting action and putting focused intent towards your creative projects, whatever they are, whether that's writing, whether that's creating some kind of blog or something, whether it's, any kind of creative project, any kind of self-expression project, any kind of project that is you're passionate about. It's about like really taking action on that. This particular Adelita of Fire, she's like, really in the process of making the medicine. She's crafting it. She's there with her mortar and pestle. So it's like, that's the energy of like, even if you're not specifically making medicine, you're being called towards the energy of actually crafting what it is that you want to make. It's like, now is the time to take action. This is very much the part that is like, you are ready to kind of take action. And we had Diana action here as well. So it's kind of a double message with Diana and the Knight to start taking action on those passions and those dreams. Let's get another tarot. Anything? Whoa, that is a lot. All of this. Okay. 4 of Fire. Yes, setting the foundations for that passion, putting those, wands in the ground and saying, yep, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to go. I'm going to set that foundation. I'm going to take action on this. I'm going to build on it. And it's a strong foundation for you to build on. 4 of Wands is like a powerful foundation. It's got, that power of 4, so it's kind of the north, south, east, west. It's like, it's stable, it's strong, it's aligned as well. So there's definitely energy of alignment there. We've got the 2 of Earth, which is the 2 of Pentacles. So maybe that can be an energy of juggling between 2 things, having different options. It can be an energy of not being sure which you know, which thing to pursue or which way to go. So it may be that there's a period of time where you're juggling a few different options or a few different passions and working out which one feels really good, which direction you should go in. You know, maybe with the little birds here, it's kind of their energy of like, you know, birds will kind of come to like little different bird feeders, and they'll peck at like little different bits of food, and then they'll fly over there and they'll try something else, and then they'll fly over here and they'll try a little bit of that. And it's sort of that like, oh, I'm not sure, maybe I should do this, maybe I should do that, maybe I should go over here, but maybe I could do that as well, and sort of like picking up lots of little different bits. Like we've also got with this tree, there's lots of like little ribbons, and sometimes it's that energy of like a bird will go and collect little ribbons or like little bits to kind of create its little nest or whatever it might be. And what I'm getting is like, don't worry about that too much. You're kind of going to weave all that together. I'm being drawn, my eyes are being drawn back to, on this card, there's this fabric here that's being, or like it's like almost like wool that's being woven around a plant, and it's like kind of a double message of weaving things. So maybe you're going to weave different passions together. So don't worry too much if you are being drawn towards like this passion over here, that passion over there, because you're maybe going to take like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then like weave it all together into something. But the point is to not get too bogged down or too overwhelmed by the fact that you are drawn in different directions, and just allow yourself to explore those different things that you're passionate about. We've then got the Eight of Pentacles. So this is fantastic because this is Eight of Earth, Eight of Pentacles. This is really about like that energy of being an artisan or a crafter or a master at your craft. It's kind of like taking the time to really put in the work, you know, it's that kind of like do the, whatever it is, 8,000 hours or something. It's more than that, I think, actually, to become a master at something. But, you know, it's like, if there is something that you are passionate about pursuing, it's like really putting in the time, putting in the effort. You know, we had that as well with Adelita of Fire, you know, really crafting her medicine there. It's like really taking the time every single day to put in that work day after day to become like a master at what you do. So maybe sometimes this can be training, like it can be going to school or getting a qualification in something, but not necessarily. That's just for those of you that kind of feel drawn towards that. But I feel like very strongly it's more about just putting in the effort yourself, putting in the training yourself. I think many of you are learning something in your own time, or you're practicing something in your own time. Yeah, and I definitely see quite a strong, there's definitely a few of you where I'm picking up like cooking or making something, making sort of medicines or something along those lines. Maybe some of you are like weavers with the clothes there and the cloth dyeing. Maybe some of you do cloth dyeing or natural cloth dyeing, because that's being depicted in this card. And we had like, you know, the ribbons there and the fabric there, the wool there being woven. So some of you might be literally, you know, doing weaving or weaving, you know, yeah, cloth weavers, or you do knitting or something like that. That could be a passion of yours. But I feel like it's more symbolic in the sense that you're weaving different things together. You're starting to take action on becoming a master at this thing that you're passionate about. Let's see. And last but not least on the tarot, we had the Nine of Fire, which is Nine of Wands, Wild Cherry. Which is, yeah, just there's that energy with Nine of Wands where it's like you have been a valiant soldier in this path for a long time, and you've been kind of paying your dues, if you like, and you've been putting in the hard work and you've been putting in the hard craft, and there's just a little bit further to go. It's kind of like you've still got a little bit of fight left. So like just harness that last little bit of energy, and you're very, very close to the finish line. You're very close to getting to this 10 of Pentacles stage, to getting to this like master stage with the 8 of Pentacles there. You know, you can see here there's a lot of flowers that are drying, but then there's like new flowers that are coming in, and the mortar and pestle again is here. So and we've got the fire in the background. So there's a lot of like kind of fire energy here. So it's very potent for Beltane times to, you know, be tapping into that energy of stoking those fires of passion, stoking those fires of creativity. Okay, so let's go finish off with, we've got an Earth Alchemy Oracle card, which is Presley Bluestone. And the word is pilgrimage, it's the earth element, and we've got sacred sites, grid work, and dragon energy. Yeah, so maybe going for a visit to a sacred site, maybe some of you are feeling called to do some kind of pilgrimage somewhere. So you may be traveling in this upcoming period, you may be yeah, just called to some kind of the energy of a sacred site, which could help you tap into this like witch archetype energy if that's something you're being called towards, or to like go to an energy maybe somewhere with like standing stones or something. If you're in the UK, that could be a little bit easier than in some other parts of the world, but because there's many standing stones there. And yeah, I feel like there's, if you are called towards doing something like that, there is a portal there that is going to help you like tap into that energy. If that's not something that's resonating with you, it could be just doing more of an inner pilgrimage, right? Or doing more like you know, maybe doing some crystal grid work. We did have with Wonders crystal here, so for some, a crystal on this Wonders card. So for some of you, maybe connecting with crystal energy or doing crystal grids could be really powerful at this time. It could be a powerful way to set intentions and manifest them, particularly if you harness it around the full moon as well. And then finally we have fortune, abundance, prosperity, and good fortune make their way to me. Beautiful energy. So yeah, I feel like, you know, the more you tap into your passions, the more you keep pursuing them and take action on them, like we said with Diana Action and the Adelita of Fire, and keep working towards mastering your craft, the more abundance is going to come to you. This is definitely a confirmation that if you're scared to kind of follow your passion, that for say financial reasons or abundance reasons, don't be, because your passion is going to eventually bring about good fortune for you. It's going to bring about prosperity, financial prosperity. It's going to bring about fortune in all areas. It's going to bring about abundance in all areas. This woman's got like a cornucopia of golden coins that are falling at her feet, and look at the gold sun that's behind her, and we've got this same gold sun that's behind this character as well, this witch woman here. So definitely I feel like if you are drawn towards that kind of witch path, if you like, or whatever your passion is, that's kind of a sign that like having that kind of calling or tapping into that you know, orangey energy, that sacral chakra energy, is something that is really meant for you and something that is going to bring you a lot of good fortune. Okay, my lovelies, so I'm going to leave your reading there. All the best for this Beltane energy. Please leave a message below if it resonated. I would truly love to hear from you. Don't forget to hit the like button if it did. It just helps send these videos around the YouTube algorithm, and it helps my little baby channel to grow. Thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate each and every one of you. It's so lovely reading for you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll be notified when I next upload a reading, and I will see you in the next reading. All my love. Bye. Hi there, pile number 2. If you chose the beautiful goddess Nike, Triumph, Mastery, and Pride, or the goddess, all the crystal citrine, this will be your reading. Okay, so I've already got your oracle cards here, so I'm going to jump straight into those, the channel messages. So we have got direction, card number 10. Where are you heading? Okay, so I feel like there's a strong message coming through from Goddess Nike at the moment to get really clear on what direction you're going in, because you are going to be successful in it. We see here with Nike, she's basically holding her hand up saying you are basically already successful. You already have mastery over this direction. You should feel proud of yourself. You are going to be very successful. It is something that you are going to triumph in. It's just having that kind of confidence and that what is the exact word they're trying to bring through? Like being really self-guided, being really self-assured, that's the word. Being really self-assured that the direction you're heading in is the right one for you. That's sort of what I'm getting through for you. Pile number 2, we have got storyteller and expression for your chakra card. So this is linked with the throat chakra, which is the 5th chakra. There's 7 main chakras or energy centers in the body, and this is the one that resides in the throat. And this is all about self-expression. So this is for my writers, my speakers, my artists, anyone who does any kind of self-expressive work or wants to express themselves in some way. Whether you write stories specifically, as it says here on the card, or you sing songs or anything like that, any kind of cultural work, if you create content, if you, do any type of speaking or public speaking or anything like that, or you aspire to do that, very much with direction and Nike, it's saying here, like, you are going to be successful in this. You are going to feel so proud of yourself when you create this thing that you're being called to create. It's very much something that this archetype is within you, this storyteller archetype. So if you're someone who, even if just it's something that naturally you already do, like you have a great way of telling stories amongst your friends or something, like I kind of get this energy of someone who's just like so great at telling their like travel stories or spinning yarns about things, or being like, oh, that time when I was in school and this happened, blah blah blah, and you just got a way with words, or a way with like kind of relating fun stories, or like turning things that maybe were a bit difficult for you into a really powerful story or a useful story for other people, so that they can like relate to you and they can learn from you, or they can learn from the stories that you weave and the stories that you tell. But there's just this very strong encouragement during this Beltane period, or whenever you're drawn to this reading, to start expressing yourself. If you felt that your expression is a bit blocked, then maybe there are some blocks to your throat chakra. So anything in terms of healing your throat chakra, anything in terms of like listening to throat chakra music is really useful. Wearing the color blue, connecting with the color blue, eating blue foods, of which there aren't very many, but blueberries is one that springs to mind. Also just drinking a lot of water. So anything related to drinks for the throat chakra, not so much caffeine or alcohol or things like that, because they can dehydrate the body. So it's more hydrating liquid. So water specifically, and maybe certain kinds of like, like a blended fruit juice made from fruit, or something that's super hydrating. Coconut water specifically is one I'm getting through that is very, very, very hydrating, because we're all made from, we have I can't remember the exact percentage. I think it's like 80% water in our bodies. For those of you that know the statistic, you can comment below if you like. But the point is, we have a lot of water in our bodies, and being able to tap into that flow of energy and be able to like express it and get it out is really important. So water is a really helpful tool for healing the throat chakra. So making sure you're thoroughly hydrated is very important. That's coming through quite strong. But also just generally, other ways of healing the throat chakra and tapping into that expressive energy is just doing anything, for fun as well, that helps you express yourself, or helps you tap into that creativity. So, some of you may be songwriters, some of you may be musicians. So it's just picking up that guitar or that keyboard or whatever it is, whatever's your jam, and just like having some fun, just riffing, just playing, just doing it for fun. Maybe there's an instrument you used to play a long time ago, maybe as a kid, and right now it's coming to mind, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I stopped playing that. I used to love doing that, or maybe there's a new instrument you feel really drawn towards, or maybe you you've always been a writer and you've always loved writing. You used to write stories as a kid, maybe fictional stories or something, and you haven't really written for a while. And it's kind of like, you don't necessarily need to come out and bash out a Pulitzer Prize winning novel straight away, but you could just write some fun things in your journal, or write a blog or something, and just put it out to even just a few friends and family that you feel comfortable sharing it with, and just like write some stuff for fun, write some stuff for yourself, write just to get the flow going, just to kind of tap into that throat chakra, release any blocks, and just get back into the flow of writing again, or back into the flow of singing again, or back into the flow of making music again, or writing songs again, or whatever. So that's coming through really strong. Let's see what else we've got here. So abundance. Wow, amazing. So yeah, this is something, this storyteller gift of yours is something that is going to bring you abundance. So if you have been wondering how you can manifest abundance in your life, unblock your throat chakra, or if you already feel like that's not an issue for you and you're already quite an expressive person, then carrying along that path, along that direction of putting your work out in the world, you know, getting that book written, getting that song out there, sharing your music with the world, you know, maybe just putting it on YouTube or something like that. Or maybe it's doing something like this, like starting a channel where you're, you know, uploading videos or something, whether it's, you know, it could be related to spirituality or something completely different. It could be, you know, doing advice videos or telling stories. Maybe it's reading stories on the internet or talking about books. You could be writing, you could be a writer, and maybe also you start a channel or something where you speak about your process of writing, or you know, connecting with books that talking about books that you've really connected with, that you really like. And that is something that here is signaled is going to bring you abundance. Now, obviously, this is a general reading, so you just have to kind of take, I'm picking up a few different like potential strands, but take it as it resonates, whatever you're feeling drawn towards, whatever springs to mind when you see these cards, when you hear, you know, storyteller or expression, whatever you kind of feel, oh yeah, actually there was this thing that I was kind of thinking of doing. Boom, that's it. That's the thing that's going to bring you some abundance. You are assured. And again, you've got triumph here. So you are only going to triumph in this. What else have we got here? So we have also got inspiring. Yeah, I feel like, again, this is blue. This is the throat chakra as well. Your stories, your work, the stuff that you put out in the world is going to be very inspiring. You're going to go through a period of feeling very inspired, and you're going to be very inspiring to others. Or maybe the particular work that you create is a source of inspiration. So if there's something where you kind of feel like, yeah, you know, during my life I didn't have you know, so much around me to inspire me, but now I want to be a source of inspiration for others. Now I want to be, you know, I'm sort of seeing someone do something. This is very specific, by the way, so this could be like one person, but I'm seeing someone do something like aggregate lots of sources of inspiration from around the internet or something, and then create like a podcast or a blog or a like email newsletter where you've like pointed or gathered lots of wonderful inspiring stories, or maybe you're like interviewing inspiring guests or something like that, or like, you know, you're interviewing famous people, like, you know, maybe some singers or actors or people who use their voice, people who are already like established in their field. They've already got their self-expressions out there, and you're interviewing them and bringing that inspiration to others so people can feel really inspired to start creating. Because whatever this thing is that you're feeling drawn towards is going to be very, very inspiring for others, and your story is going to be very inspiring. So get that story out there. So maybe for some of you, you have quite an amazing story in life, like whatever you've been up to. Like I said, I picked up at the beginning someone who's like traveled a lot, or you've got a lot of yarns that always entertain people, and it's like, you know, you need to get those out there because that is inspiring to people. Maybe that's something that you actually hear a lot from people, like, wow, you do so much, like I can't believe you've done all this stuff, like that's super inspiring, right? If you hear that, that's your sign that like you are headed in the right direction. Telling people these stories, getting that out there is something that is going to bring you a lot of abundance. Okay, and we have got clarity here with the carrots, and we've got, I believe this is Mercury, which is, yeah, planet of communication, and we've got a triangle here with an eye, which always makes me think of the third eye chakra and finding that like inspiration and that intuition and that clarity, like clear sight, clear vision. So yeah, some of you could be like clairvoyant, you could have clear vision with this. You could have, you know, stories, ideas, inspirations, intuitions come to you that are very inspiring, and you're being encouraged to kind of get those out. But for others of you, this is more just getting clarity on the direction that you're headed in. Getting clarity on what you're meant to create, getting clarity on how exactly you're meant to express yourself. I'm kind of getting maybe a vibe that some of you have been interested in lots of different things, or you've explored perhaps lots of different creative pathways or different modes of expression, and now you're getting really clear on exactly like what you want to what you most want to kind of put out as your next kind of big project or next big direction that you're heading in. There's going to be some clarity that's going to come to you. Yeah, just seeing if there's any other messages from the cards. I think we're going to move into your tarot portion of your reading now. So I've got the Modern Goddess Tarot deck here. It's a really big deck and I have really small hands, so it might take me a few seconds to shuffle. Yeah, I'm also getting with the carrots there as well. I did feel like there was another message trying to come through. Carrots, you know, they come from the ground, right? They're buried in the ground and you just see these tops poking through. So I feel like there's something to do with grounding your ideas, like really sowing the seeds, planting the seeds, and then watering them so that you can eventually pick out the idea for the thing that you want to create. There's something about grounding it, needing to ground this idea into the earth. So doing sort of earthing rituals or grounding your energy could be really helpful to help ground this like expressive energy and like manifest it. That's just something else that came through. But let's have a look at the tarot and see if we can get any more specific guidance on what potential you're unleashing this Beltane. What potential is Pile 2 unleashing? What potential is Pile 2 unleashing? What potential is Pile 2 unleashing? What potential? Well, there we go. Finally, we got one. Okay, Six of Cups. Beautiful. Yeah, there's a lot of blue in this blue building behind. So again, we've got that throat chakra color coming through. And we've got this energy of like almost nostalgia. Six of Cups is to do with connecting with the inner child or connecting with the home, connecting with that sort of sense of innocence, that sense of like giving. It's like giving and receiving, giving to others, giving love and support. So again, I'm sort of getting with that inspiring thing. It's like you're going to be an inspiration for others. It could be young people. So maybe some of the storytelling you're doing is for young people. So you might be called to write, say, like children's books, for example, or do some kind of expression work that helps children, or working with people's inner children is another thing that's just come through. But something around this sense of like optimism and innocence, maybe also to help unblock your throat chakra. Connecting with your inner child could be really useful, connecting with the voice of your inner child. So rather than trying to write from this like, or like speak or express from this very adult polished and refined place, actually like connecting with your inner child. It's like in this case the child could be giving the plant to the adult kind of thing. It's almost like the child is like, that inner child within has so much so many ideas and so much to give, and so much yeah, like so much wisdom, actually. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. So much wisdom, like that, like we often don't think of, you know, it can be easy to kind of dismiss that part of ourselves and be like, oh, well, it's a child, like it doesn't know anything. But actually, like in this case, the child has a lot of wisdom and it's got a lot to give. And it's like connecting with that inner child could really help unblock that expressive part of yourself. Because if you think about children, right, when kids, especially under the age of 7, once they start to get more and more socialized, they express themselves very freely. You know, you look at children in, you know, sort of kindergarten age, they just, you know, they're just running around, they're creating stories, they're coming up to you I used to work in a kindergarten, which is how I know this. So like they come up to you and they'll just be like, they'll rattle off a whole imaginative story, and, you know, there's no qualms in their head. They're not thinking like, oh, this teacher's going to think I'm ridiculous because I'm talking about something made up, or I'm talking about fairies, or, you know, there's no self-editing. And that's kind of the stage that you need to get to. That's what you're being encouraged to do, to kind of really tap into the storyteller archetype by tapping into your inner child and the wisdom and the ideas and the imagination that your inner child has. Because especially for those of you that are specifically storytellers or writers, tapping into that inner child is going to be magical. It's going to be really, really magical and really, really powerful. So that is a strong message that's coming through for you, my dear pal, too. Let's see if there's anything else from the tarot. It wasn't particularly chatty for you guys, so normally the cards are flying out, but it's being a bit reserved, which definitely makes me think there's some blocks, but that's okay. Page of Wands. Yeah, we've got another kid here. Interesting. And pages are all about that childish and innocence, that childish enthusiasm, that like sense of optimism, that sense of playfulness, that sense of experimenting. You know, they're not the king or queen yet. They haven't gone through the whole process of, you know, gaining a lot of responsibility and accountability and reigning over a whole kingdom and stuff. They're just able to, like, you know, be in that energy of, hey, I'm going to try this and see what happens. And Page of Wands, Wands is to do with passion, fire, you know, that creative spark. And we've got the Page of Wands. So the page is starting to play with that creative spark. It's starting to play with those ideas. It's starting to see where it's going to go. It's interesting, this little page, she's got a magnifying glass and she's holding it towards this tree stump, and the light coming through is catching it on fire. So it's like she's just playing with that initial, like, ooh, oh my gosh, oh, this creates fire, like this is exciting, this is where my spark is telling me it wants to go. So you're really waking that part of you up, and there's like little ideas are blossoming, are starting to blossom. She's got blossoms on her top, blossoms around her hair, blossoms on the tree. Yeah, and then we've got the swan, which is like she's going to blossom into this beautiful swan. And swans also make me think of goddess Saraswati. She was always symbolized by the swan, and goddess Saraswati is the goddess of expression and creativity and song and storytelling. I feel like this figure on this storyteller card is very like Saraswati energy. So that's an interesting interesting correlation there, or synchronicity. Okay, well, let's get one more. Tarot, what potential is Pile 2 unleashing? I've just noticed as well on the abundance card, we've got the same kind of little white, light pink flowers as well that are blossoming. So a lot of abundance is going to blossom as your creativity starts to blossom, like it's all in line. Yeah, your cards are definitely... they're shy. There's some inhibitions here, Pile 2. Definitely some inhibitions. I can feel your energy there, but it's like not... It's being shy. Okay, Pile 2. Can we have another message, please, for Pile 2? What potential is Pile 2 unleashing? There we go. Oh my goodness. I don't think I've ever had... Look at all the kids on this card, on these cards. This is incredible. 6 of Cups, you've got this little girl, Page of Wands, and Page of Cups. I don't think I've ever had like energy like this before. This is amazing. 2 pages. That's incredible. Well, I mean, it's not. It's totally within the realm of possibility, but it's unusual. Put it that way. It's unusual. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, this isn't very different to the Page of Wands. I've just explained what a page is and that energy of innocence and optimism. The only difference is that Cups is talking about the energy of emotions and fulfillment and happiness and joy. So again, you're kind of, you know, you're tapping into that initial stages of trying a project, of trying something new, of tapping into that inner child. You're kind of going off on an adventure. And then here it's like, you know, you're kind of stepping into those waters of flow. I spoke about water with that storyteller card, the importance of drinking water, the importance of going with the flow of the creative muse. So I feel like that's confirming this card. There is a lot of inspiration, and we had inspiring here. There's a lot of inspiration that's going to flow to you, and it's just about you stepping into that. You know, you've got the choice to step into that river and let this flow carry you and see where it goes and see what abundance comes to you. Yeah, with that little fish, I'm getting Pisces. So some of you may have Pisces in your chart, or it's about stepping into that Pisces energy. You know, Pisces is the 12th sign of the zodiac. It's the last sign before the whole zodiac cycle starts again with Aries, and so it's the point in the zodiac cycle where everything kind of merge, almost like the boundaries dissolve, and there's a merge with like the cosmos, if you like. And so it's a sign where it can just connect directly with the cosmos. It connects with intuition. It connects with the watery realm of inspiration, and connects with the muse. It's often really strong in the charts of like poets and writers and photographers and filmmakers and things like that. A lot of those types of creators or creative people have Pisces really strong in their charts somewhere. And it's because there's that ability to like kind of just really go with the flow, go with the muse, go with where the current is kind of taking them. It's that unboundaried energy. It's that like yeah, it's that energy of like connecting with inspiration, and bringing inspiration through as well, because I did speak of being an inspiration for others, being inspiring to others. So there's that as well, that kind of aspect of like bringing inspiration through. So yeah, that is beautiful, beautiful energy. I love that for you, pile number 2. So I'm going to finish up with your Earth Alchemy card. We have got Grandmother Moonstone, Cycles of Change, Illuminating Boundaries. What did I just say about boundaries and like letting go of boundaries and kind of merging with the cosmos and merging with that inspiration and merging with the flow and merging with the muse? So I think this is kind of saying like things, blocks or boundaries that have been keeping you from doing that are kind of going to come to light, and there's going to be a new beginning here, for you to be able to tap into this expressive energy. It's interesting, we've got a blue moon here, and we had a blue moon behind this storyteller person as well. So a lot of blue, a lot of self-expression, really potent at this time. And then we have got power. Ooh, number 29. Today I step into my power. Yeah, this is very like, I'm getting with the gold sun behind her head and the gold sun behind her head here, like being really, yeah, tapping into that strong Beltane powerful sun energy of like fertilizing projects, bringing them to light, shining your light, stepping into your power, being triumphant. This is definitely something that is available to you at this time. Okay, my lovely pile 2s, I'm going to leave your messages there. I hope that resonated for you. Don't forget to drop a comment below if it did. I really love to hear from you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll be notified when I next upload a reading, and hit the like button so it tells the YouTube algorithm to send the video around and helps my little baby channel to grow. And I think that's all the messages. So thank you so much for being here, and all my love, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye. Hi there, pile number 3. If you chose the Tiger's Eye crystal, and whoops, I've put your card away. Sorry, the Oya card, Storm's Meaningful Distraction. This will be your reading. Okay, so I'm going to kick off straight away with the oracle cards, and then we've got some tarot messages which I will pull shortly for you. So we have got Connection. We are all connected, card number 7 first. And then we've got Seer, card number 6, Vision, Intuition. So what I'm getting from these two cards is that one of the, or your core potential that you're sort of unleashing at this time, is this energy. It's kind of almost like an awakening energy with all this purple behind this person. It's like there's a lot of cosmic kind of downloads that you may be getting, or fast, rapid, like intuitive insight, or yeah, like connections to your, like your guides or to your intuition, or like sort of that veil between the worlds is kind of thin at this time, and you're getting messages through really strongly. It's kind of like a sort of awakening, if you like, into being like a seer. So this could be something that you already do. Maybe you already are quite intuitive. Maybe you are literally an intuitive or an empath, or someone who really feels deeply connected with others. You're able to like feel everyone's feelings around you. You're able to sense the energies of people even at a distance. We've got all these like birds, but then there's like all this energy flowing from the birds, and it's connecting to the mouth of this like elf sort of creature here. So, and we've got Aquarius energy on his cheek there, which is quite like unconventional and you know, yeah, sort of like almost that kind of electrical energy, like being able to feel that sort of like electricity and feel that like impulse and feel connected to like all of humanity and receive ideas from the cosmos or from like the higher self and bring them down, bring these like ideas for a better world or better future down to others. So I'm kind of seeing that's the sort of vibe that some of you may already have, or be a sort of potential that you're starting to tap into. There's definitely an opportunity here to do something relating to being a seer, or someone who has a vision that you bring to light. Like I said, this could be someone who has a bit of a vision for humanity. So you could do some work that involves working with big groups of people, you know, carrying out changes for the betterment of humanity. Or it could be on a very sort of spiritual plane. With all this purple here, you could definitely do some work like something like this, like doing tarot readings, collective tarot readings, divination, seeing visions for people, channeling those energies, channeling those channeling that guidance, and then bringing it to people. Yeah, this is something. This is sort of a bit a greatest potential that is something that's available to you. But I kind of feel like with Oya and storms and meaningful destruction, it's like this is kind of awakening in you perhaps at the moment. Some of you may already do work in this, or you may dabble in this a little bit, but it's like coming to you really strongly now. Like it's going to come through. It's going to like wake these latent skills is what I'm hearing, or latent gifts up in you. So you might have certain levels of psychic gifts, but it's like that's going to deepen even more. You're going to awaken other, you know, like say for example, you've always been a little bit clairvoyant, like you maybe always had a bit of a like an idea of, you know, what might happen in the future, for example. Like you always kind of were a little bit like ahead of everyone else. You always were able to predict events before they happened. But like now you're getting like all your other psychic gifts and gifts of a seer awakened as well, like clear audience and clear sentience. I did pick up though, many of you are empaths, so you probably already have that sort of clear sentience to an extent anyway, if you are an empath, where you feel the feelings of others, you feel connected to everyone and everything, you know, everyone's energy, everyone's emotions around you. You feel connected with nature as well. You feel the interconnection of everything. But there is maybe something that needs to be destroyed in order to kind of fully step into this seer role and embody that role, if that's something that you feel called to do or feel drawn to doing, or maybe you're not even fully aware of that yet, but you have a sort of vague idea, but like there is the opportunity that you could really develop that skill. Let's have a look at the other cards and see if we can get more guidance about this. Yeah, solitary. Interesting. More purple. So this is again connected with the third eye chakra, which is the center of intuition and, you know, the seer of being able to receive visions, of being able to connect with the other side, of being able to connect with the you know, guides or spirits, or, you know, whatever it is, and receive messages, receive clairaudient messages or clairvoyant messages, or however it is that you receive that. And there's a need maybe to destroy or be moved away from certain groups or certain people that are kind of getting in the way of you being able to thoroughly explore this gift, and go through a period of time of being a little bit solitary, not necessarily completely alone, but just kind of being wary of other energies that you're connected to. And in order to really like sort of honor this gift, having periods of time, at least pockets of time, where you're able to be solitary so that you can clear your energy of other people's and tune into this, like, yeah, tune into yourself and your intuition and grow your own intuition. So that's where maybe the sort of destructive side of things, or there may be a need to kind of clear some things out. There may be a bit of a storm where like certain things are just shifted out of your life. There's certain endings. There may be certain changes going on for you right now. So if you felt drawn towards this pile, you might be going through cycles of change, cycles of transition, a lot of things moving and shifting and changing, where you're just like, I can't keep up with this. Like, why now is my job changing? And now I have to move house. And now I have to, like, you know, now and now my partner's left me and I'm alone, and like, and you're just like, what is going on in the world? Like, why is everything being pulled away from me? And this is often things like that when they happen and like a big chunk of like multiple things being kind of stripped away from you. It's often where spirit is kind of guiding you into a period of being solitary so that you can harness this gift more strongly. It is something that happened to me, actually, thinking about it now. They're guiding me to talk about my own experience with this, because this happened to me, I think it was around the beginning of lockdowns in the UK, or it might have been the second lockdown. But anyway, a lot of things fell apart really quickly, all in one go. A relationship, a job, because, you know, massive lockdowns. I was working in events at the time and there were no events because no one was allowed to gather. That role kind of ceased to exist. A relationship fell apart, and I had to move flats as well. The flat I was in completely changed. And so everything got pulled away. And so it was a massive period of huge change and huge transition. And I was like, what is going on? What is happening? And I had to really surrender. And like, you know, I got moved into a period of a lot of solitude, and I still had close friends and things like that I was connecting with. So it wasn't like, you know, oh, you've got to go and be a hermit in the mountains for 10 years or something, you know. It's just like, you know, often these things get shifted away so that we can carve out bigger pockets of solitude to connect with our gift of being a seer, or with that intuition, that intuitive part of ourselves, and awaken that third eye chakra, or awaken deeper levels of intuition, deeper levels of that sort of psychic gift, if you like, or that or visions for what we want to create. And it definitely worked, because that was around the time that I started my tarot business. People started approaching me, actually. I didn't even do anything. It was really weird. It just happened because I was sort of being guided, and then people started approaching me for readings. So really strange, because I was just doing more and more of that kind of thing, and I was awakening that gift, and it just kind of magnetized it in. So and I think shortly after that, like, I mean, it depends, like, it depends on how long it takes for, like, everyone will be different. I'm getting as well with the number 39. Some of you could be 39, or it could be around the age of 39 that you go through a period of like being a little bit more solitary or something like that. I'm just trying to think astrologically in terms of the major transits. Is that the Uranus return? Because I spoke about Aquarius, and Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, and I feel like there's a big return that happens. I think it might be the Uranus return, but I could be wrong. I need to check that. But anyway, the point is that, like, activating that part of you that might have been dormant, some of those like unconventional gifts, if you like, can start to come to light in later years. So, you know, just trust that if you have had something pulled away from you, or if you have been going through a big period of transition, or a really fast, rapid changes, like a lot of things, just like, you know, almost like I'm getting tower energy in the tarot, for those of you that know tarot, with like lightning striking, you know, a tower, and things just crumbling really, really fast, like false foundations just being pulled away really, really fast. I don't necessarily get that a lot of you are necessarily in pain around that. I don't feel like it's things you were especially attached to that are being pulled away. I think it's more things that you kind of knew maybe you were coming to the end of, and this is because you need to have some pockets of being alone to connect with this energy. This is something that is like, you know, your greatest potential to tap into at this time. And then we have got community. Yeah, I feel like this is so that you can ultimately grow your own community that is going to be a lot more aligned with you. Yeah, because we've got butterflies here, which are symbols of rebirth. So it's like after this period of being alone for a bit, or connecting with your own energy, connecting with your third eye, opening that powers of intuition, you're going to be able to create your own community. So this could be, you know, it could look like starting a channel on here where you do, you know, some kind of divination or tarot or something like that, you know, where you're growing a community, where you can give, you know, you can share your intuitive gift with others. Or, you know, it doesn't have to be that. It could be that you just, you know, you carry on doing whatever work you're doing, but you're very much now, it's like you're so much more connected with your intuition, and you're so much more connected with like your, like a vision for your life. And this vision could involve creating a community of some sort. We've also got the rainbow here, which makes me think of like the chakras. Maybe some of you do like chakra healing, or chakra healing could be useful for you to help create that community if that's been something that you want to manifest. Maybe some of you with that destruction and then community, there's something around like a false community you were around before, where that needs to be kind of pulled away so that you can create your like authentic community. A community of people who are much more connected. So maybe for some of you where you've had to like move recently, it's like it feels like a total pain at the time, but then in like later on you have that you know, you can look back and be like, oh, actually, like that was so good that I couldn't stay in that flat, because when I moved to this new place, like I met this whole community of people who were just like me, and we're all like super connected, and we're all into the same kind of stuff, and it's amazing. And you know, you're just like flitting around the forest together. Like maybe you're all into nature or something, and you go on lots of nature walks, or you know, whatever it is. But there's like a community of like-minded people that are kind of waiting for you to connect with them, or like waiting for you to kind of grow this community yourself. I do see that with like, you know, something that's available to you in the future. And then we have grounding. Interesting. On this card, it's each of these little Green Witch Oracle cards have like little symbols at the bottom. I think Pile 2 ones was like a little Book of Shadows, and this one is a tarot deck. So what did I say about the seer? And maybe some of you are tarot readers, so that could be something that you know, could help you tap into this gift, help confirm your intuition. It might be a symbol to get a tarot reading. It might be a symbol to start trying tarot, or just listening to readings and seeing how you connect with that as a form of divination. And then we've got grounding. So there's something around like grounding this vision, or grounding your intuition, or staying grounded so that you can receive like clear visions and clear intuitions. Because maybe in the previous place you were in, or relationship you were in, or workplace you were in, or something, your ability to receive your intuition clearly was somewhat blocked, or somewhat like sabotaged, I'm hearing. Or yeah, so there could have been people around you who didn't really want you to connect with that part of yourself or something. But yeah, now you're in a place where you can ground, which I see like with the forest, that's very like grounding energy. So maybe getting out in nature, doing nature walks, connecting by forest bathing, or walking in a forest, or walking in nature could be very grounding for you. It could help you to ground your energy so that you can connect with the energy of earth, and then receive those like powerful visions and powerful intuitions in. Okay, so I think that's all the messages I have from the channeled messages from the oracle cards. I'm going to pull some tarot for you now, and we'll finish up with the final guidance messages. Let's see if there's, whoops. Yeah, I'm also feeling like with that solitary card, I've just noticed with the key and the keyhole here, it's kind of like saying that and then the crescent moon at the top, it's like saying that the key to unlocking your intuition, which is symbolized by the crescent moon, and the crescent moon is also symbolic of the high priestess as well, by the way. So the key to unlocking the powers of the high priestess and the powers of your intuition is being solitary. So getting into your own energy, clearing your energy, grounding your energy. Yeah, and then you'll be able to connect with that intuition really powerfully. So let's have a look at the tarot. What is... Oh, that came out before I had a chance to finish asking the question. But here we go. Judgment, awakening. I did speak of awakening with that Oya card and the lightning coming out of the sky. This being quite a rapid awakening for many of you. But again, you know, awakenings are things that we can go through, many spiritual awakenings in our lives. And I feel like many of you are already quite spiritual people, or already quite open. So you maybe have already had a form of spiritual awakening, but this is like a more specific awakening around your psychic gifts or your intuitive gifts, or your gifts of being like a seer, of being able to see into the future, or being able to divinate for people, or that type of thing. There's an awakening around that. With the two snakes here, those are symbolic of regeneration. So you're going through a period of regeneration. So again, that can be loss, you know, that can be shedding the skin, shedding the skin of old things that aren't working for you anymore. And we had meaningful destruction. So yeah, literally walking away from things that don't bring you any meaning anymore. Being really conscious and clear about, you know, clearing out what's not working, shedding old skins of old parts of yourself that aren't serving you anymore. And we've got, look at this, with this particular judgment card, I've just noticed this, there's a huge eye in the middle, and this is literally symbolic of the third eye chakra. We've got the eye in the middle of her forehead here and the huge eye here. So this is the specific awakening. We've also got two scorpions here, which is like symbolic of Scorpio energy, I feel like. So some of you may have Scorpio really strong in your chart. You may be Scorpio rising, Scorpio North Node, Scorpio, yeah, or just have it really strong in your chart. Maybe it's in your 10th house of career or something like that. But I'm Scorpio rising. So that's this really. So like just to quickly clarify, because a lot of traditional astrology looks at the rising sign as the outside persona, or the persona you show other people. My understanding of the rising sign is, I believe it comes under evolutionary astrology. There's a fantastic talk on YouTube by Eugenia Kroc, I think her name is. I can link it below if I remember. Hopefully I'll remember to put it. But she talks about the rising sign being symbolic of like setting the intention for like your soul's journey through your lifetime. So like the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, so it's kind of wherever it's rising at that point, that sets the trajectory for your life. So like for me, being Scorpio rising, like, you know, Scorpio being connected with the depths of the soul, with like the underworld, with the occult, with things that are hidden, all that kind of stuff. It's like, this is something that like, that trajectory was set at the beginning of my life, but it took me until I was like in my latter years. And I spoke about being 39. I was actually 39, come to think of it, around the time that I had my like a deeper awakening of my psychic gifts. I'd already had various spiritual awakenings, and I'd already done a specific training about awakening my intuition before I was 39, but it really unfolded in terms of like reading tarot specifically, and we had with that grounding card the tarot. So not to say that that's how you have to tap into your intuition, but that could be useful. But yeah, anyway, the Scorpio could just be something, that Scorpio energy could be useful to connect to, and it could be worthwhile checking out your chart to see if you are Scorpio rising, or you have it somewhere really strong. You might just be someone who really connects with Scorpio energy, or it's, yeah, like I said, it's somewhere else really strong in your chart. I'm also hearing it could be in your 12th house as well. So that's definitely confirmation with that judgment card there. Amazonite crystal could be really useful for you as well. With this crystal magic deck, there's crystals associated with each of the cards. So if that's something that you want to help support you through this awakening, Amazonite could be very useful. That one wants to come out as well. 10 of coins, wowza. Yeah, this awakening, this tapping into the skill is going to bring you total abundance. 10 of Pentacles, it's going to bring you all the security, all the stability, all the luxury, if you like, just whatever abundance that you most want in your life, whatever you most seek, you know, if it's beautiful clothes, if it's delicious food, if it's just having somewhere where you can have a dog, you know, having time and space to be able to connect with your friends, you know, having time and space to be able to like be alone, or to like connect with your community, or go for walks in the woods, or whatever it is that is means abundance for you. That is something that is coming to you. So let's see, what is pile three's greatest potential that is being unleashed? I think this one wants to come out. Oh, and Page of Coins, fluorite. So yeah, with 10 of Coins we had emerald, and Page of Coins we've got fluorite. So those two crystals could be useful. With this Page of Coins, I'm getting a vibe of someone again being quite solitary. We've got this woman, she's like got her head buried in a book, so like really burying yourself in knowledge, wisdom, reading as much as you can, you know, reading about or it could be doing readings or having readings, you know, but you know, reading things, wisdom around how to cultivate this abundance, or how to activate this gift. So maybe reading books by people. One that I can recommend that's really good is Sonia Choquette's book. She's got a lot of books around awakening your intuition, and she's also got a book about which is a bit more of a memoir about how she became a psychic. It's really interesting actually, so that could be useful for you. But otherwise, this is kind of an energy of being a page as being innocent, being optimistic, being, you know, in that like almost like full energy where you're like prepared to just give something a go. You're prepared to give something a chance. You're prepared to try. You're prepared to see where something leads. You're gonna take those steps towards your abundance, or you're going to take those steps towards like growing your craft, if you like. Of sort of planting something and really nurturing it and seeing how it can grow. So yeah, that's really beautiful energy. One more to finish off. What is pile? Whoop, there we go. Wow, and the World, turquoise. Yeah, I feel like this is kind of connecting with, well, both this card, the community, and the connection. We are all connected. It's like, yeah, you are going to be connected to the world in some way through this gift. It's like you have an ability to create like a global community. You have an ability to connect and either give messages or healing or visions or something towards people all over the world. It's very like global energy. Like you've got the world in your hands. You can see these two hands just holding this globe here. Yeah, and we've got interesting 2 tigers, and your crystal was tiger's eye. So tiger's eye could be really useful for you as well. I find tiger's eye a really useful crystal to help protect me, because as an empath, or as a someone who channels and so forth, I can pick up energy extremely easily. I feel very connected with everyone, and I'm one of my main sort of clear sources, if you like, is clear sentience. So I feel a lot. I feel a lot of energy from other people. So tiger's eye, I find, is a really powerful crystal that protects me from feeling too much from other people. It gives me a sort of sense of like tiger power. So that could be really useful. Yeah, I just picked that up with the 2 tigers running on that card. And then we've got another little snake here. So I spoke about snakes, I think, somewhere. Yeah, on the Judgment card. So another symbol of regeneration there for you. Yeah, I think that's all the messages that I have from your tarot. So to finish off, we've got a couple more cards here. So we have got Fairies orders rest, replenish, and release release guilt. So again, I think this is further confirming the solitary card, the need to kind of clear out people, energies, or things that aren't serving you, and have some solitude, have some time to yourself, rest, really replenish, get out into nature, get out into the forest, do some forest bathing if that's something that's available to you. That will be very replenishing and very good for your energy to help ground you. So a lot of messages around like, you know, real self-care at this time as you like tap into these gifts and like you know, tap into this energy, making sure that you're getting really adequate rest. And I will confirm that of someone who's doing this. And I'm sure if there are those of you who are already tarot readers or already psychics or already do this kind of work, you can confirm that, you know, it can take a lot out of you, and it is really important to do a lot of self-care and have a lot of rest, you know, not try to be constantly giving your energy to people because you take on so much. It's really important to kind of ground all that energy that you take on or that you can pick up on. Just because you can pick up on it doesn't mean you should thoroughly absorb it and carry it around with you all day. So just making sure you're really replenishing and releasing anything that's not serving you. Okay, and we've got for the Goddess Ritual card, whoops, mark on there, acceptance card number 2, which is today I acknowledge, allow, and accept every emotion. So maybe doing some kind of mirror work could be useful for you, like, you know, speaking to yourself in the mirror and like giving yourself words of encouragement could be a useful ritual to do. But just, you know, really sitting in self-care, rest, replenishing, allowing any emotions that are coming up, clearing them out, clearing out anything that is not yours, allowing any purges to happen. I don't know if any of you are noticing the energy of Mercury retrograde. It's bringing up quite a lot of old stuff to be cleared and purged out. So just acknowledging that and allowing that and doing plenty of self-care to make sure that you are allowing that energy to shift through. That will really help you through this time. Okay, my lovely, so I'm going to leave your reading there. I hope that resonated for you. Don't forget to leave a comment in the box below. I really love hearing from you and I will reply. And don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this reading. It helps me know which content you enjoy and it helps send it out around the YouTube algorithm and helps my little baby channel to grow. Hit the subscribe button if you want to receive more goddess related readings and the notification bell so you'll be notified when I next upload a reading. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today. It's been an absolute pleasure. All the best with this Beltane unleashing of your potential, and I will see you in the next reading.